Welcome, Cancer. This is your weekly focus for the week of May the 27th. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support. Let's turn to the cards and see what they reveal for you for the week ahead. Our underlying energy is, well, look at that. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the most frugal lady in the deck. She doesn't waste her money. She has intention behind every dime she spends, every penny she spends, every dollar she spends, or whatever your currency may be. She knows that her abundance is hers and hers alone. She has no worry, no fear that she is not going to create more abundance along the road. She knows that the storm is past. If you look, the clouds are behind us. So we know the storm is past. It's time to start thinking about our future, of how we want to go forward, of what we want to step into for new beginnings, when it comes to our finances, when it comes to our prosperity. We have the Five of Cups. In some ways, you're closing yourself off from the world right now. Or maybe it's closing yourself off from your dreams. Maybe you don't believe in your potential enough. Maybe other people have given you their opinion that you shouldn't, you shouldn't, you couldn't, you mustn't, you can't kind of energy. But it's almost like you are saying, I'm at this point in my life and what have I really accomplished? Or what, where's the traction? And how can I push myself forward into something that I really love? A deep desire. I've never noticed this. I've used this deck for 20 years. There's a swan right there in the water. So that is about, that's the ugly duckling turning into the beautiful swan, right? So where you are concerned and looking at and putting your attention on the ugly, you need to understand that you are the swan, that you are turning into the most beautiful person that could ever walk the face of the earth. If we look past the swan, we see a castle. We see busyness. There's a lot there, but we're separated from it. But we're not really separated from it because there's a bridge here and a bridge there. We can get there if we want to, if we believe in ourselves, if we throw off that cloak so we can actually take some strong steps forward, some bold steps forward. So what are we trying to protect ourselves from? Is it a fear? Is it an anxiety? Is it a doubt within your own capabilities? Six of Swords. Six of Wands, I'm sorry. Six of Wands. Six of Wands is about success. This is about looking at the successes that you've already have, building that self-confidence back up, realizing just how wonderful you are, how talented you are, how you have honed certain skills, abilities. This is essentially you are in a parade and there is celebration around you. And I see the moon. Did it just recently happen where you were celebrated for something? If not, then expect it to. And I think the celebration has happened when you weren't even aware of it. But this is not a time to rest on your laurels. This is a time to grab your next mission, to go forward. You are in full armor here. You are ready to face the challenge, the limitation, the obstruction, what stands in your way. What holds you back? And we have the Tower card. And the Tower card is all about awakenings. It can be about doing a 180. It could be you seeing something for the first time ever. I see that ball actually as you. Okay, so that ball of fire, that of lightning, of intense energy and vitality is you. And for some reason, which isn't kind of open still, maybe you do decide to take one of those bridges. Maybe you do realize your successes. Maybe you see a future going forward. Whatever it is, you break through the glass ceiling. Whatever that limitation was, whatever that struggle was, but it could have been a fear, it could have been an anxiety, it could have been a limitation. but you break through the glass ceiling. You now know that you can go forward. You now, it's almost like you look it in the eye. You look at that fear, or maybe it was a trauma that you went through in the past, and so you have this fear of really stepping forward, but you see now that you can step forward in some way. Now, our overriding energy for all of this is the star. So you need to renew your hope. I think there is a sense of renewed hope when it comes to who you are, where you're going, what you are creating, what you are inventing, what you are giving birth to, what seeds that you want to plant. This is the star card. This is making the impossible possible in your life. This is you seeing the way forward. So I see this as maybe that deep hidden desire or something that you've stepped into, but it really hasn't taken off in the way that you've wanted to. Now comes in the empowerment to push you forward into new ways, new actions, new innovative actions. Could definitely be something here. We see a butterfly flying through the falls, or in front of the falls, I would assume. Otherwise, it'd be a pretty wet butterfly. We're reaching out to the butterfly. Like the butterfly is there to, it's a kindred spirit. Okay, saying that you are the butterfly. You too have wings and can fly to great heights. To believe in yourself. Our underlying energy for these cards are the Four of Swords. So you can't do anything if you are not healthy and strong and full of vitality. So where you need rest, where you need recuperation, where you need to take some time out, some alone time, definitely do those things for yourself. It is not selfish. It is required. It is necessary. It is actually, I think, almost crucial for you to pull yourself back throughout the week and just take some time to breathe. Take some time for yourself. Meditation, sleep, reading a book, swinging in a hammock, a walk on a beach, whatever it might be for you. But rest, recuperate. This is essentially a card that says you have been the warrior. You are coming off the battlefield. You are tired, you are beaten up, you have been through the fires. And now it's time to take off that armor. Now it's time to hang up those weapons and lay down and mend, recuperate, rejuvenate, recharge your batteries. Because if you try and push yourself when you're tired, you're just going to be more tired. You're not going to really, have those wonderful epiphanies and moments of propelling yourself forward, of knowing that you've got this. If you are not taking care of yourself, maybe health, mind, and body all together. So put you on the top of the priority list. Coming into the week, we have the Hermit. So you are kind of sitting there in the present and you are looking at what surrounds you, what you can utilize in order to go forward, what you've created, what you have managed to obtain or get or create or invent, or the seeds that you have planted, the crop that is around you, the wonderful harvest perhaps, whatever it might be for you, you are sitting there in the present. It's not so much about looking in the past with this card as it is looking towards the future, of designing a path, a plan, a strategy to take yourself forward. I think you're going to get this aha moment. I think you're going to get this epiphany. You are going to realize all of a sudden something that you truly want to walk into. There's an enthusiasm about you. You're motivated to do this. This could be a learning experience for yourself, but it helps the greater good down the road because you're going to utilize those things to help others. A blending of the practical and the mystical together with this card, knowing that a lot of it has to make sense and it has to be grounded and it has to be practical and doable, but there is also that mystical part of it where you know that certain things will be taken care of. People will come when you need them. What you need for your path will be given to you. And so there's this blending of energies that allows you to dream it a little bit bigger, to take a chance on yourself. So even though we're very practical minded here, we are also thinking about the magic that can come in and help us out to move us forward. So maybe it is, we're going to be confronting something about ourselves. We are going to be telling ourselves to go after a dream, a desire, a want. As we draw closer to the end of the week, look at this. It's time to throw off that cloak. It's time to drop that weapon. It's time to let your inner child out and play. It's time to feel the freedom, the liberation. I think these are the things that are happening, that you are going to start feeling freer and freer each and every day. Maybe there was some kind of trauma or something in your life, but somehow that trauma has been put in the rearview mirror. Maybe you've done some healing work. Maybe that's when you broke through the glass ceiling and realized that you could have done it this whole time, but it took a new perception, a new understanding of your talents, your abilities, and who you are in order to go forward. For work and career, we have the King of Wands. Well, I love the King of Wands. He is happy-go-lucky. He never shows up in the official garb for the king. He, usually, if he's wearing a crown, it's not the official crown, and it's usually on crooked. He is filled with enthusiasm. He wants to, when that idea sparks, he wants to at least start investigating. He wants to do something a little bit more. So when that spark hits, don't just stop there. Google it. Take a course on it. If it requires travel, then by all means travel. Okay, look for those opportunities that are going to expand your horizons in something. I get, and I've been getting it with everybody, there's this hidden desire that comes out within us this week. And for you, I think it's more of, you are looking for opportunities. There's new opportunities that may be coming your way. And how does that opportunity serve you? And how does that opportunity serve the greater good? Or it could be, so it's putting yourself as the priority again. But then you see how it rolls out to really help the collective. So this is in work and career. So, maybe you have some control over something that will, or you gain control over a promotion or a raise or a move in departments, or you take a whole different job completely, that you help people in some way, that you grow their strength, that you help others in some way. It's about you at the start, but it turns out to be more about the collective and what you can do for the collective. I think you being able to do it for the collective will motivate you. Let's say you're a yoga instructor, okay? And you want to take this elevated class to introduce this into your yoga practice. And by doing that for yourself, now you also have the ability to teach all your students that technique as well and help them grow as individuals. Okay, so it's something along those lines. There might be some kind of education involved here. Whatever it is, you seem to act quite quickly on it. Now, when we look at it this way, we take time to rest, to recuperate. That's when we're feeling our strongest, is when now we see where we break through the glass ceiling, how we break through the glass ceiling, which puts that spark in us to move forward in new directions, hidden desires, a hidden potential, and utilizing them in new ways. Plus, it's next to the star card. So whatever you thought was impossible to do is actually very possible to do. You just maybe have been observing it the wrong way, or you may have kept yourself cloaked from showing that part of yourself off to the world. For love and relationships, we have the World card. If you are not in a relationship, then there are some things that you need to do prior to going forward. Absolutely. Trying to get into a new relationship. You do not want to do that. It'll just be a rebound relationship. It won't go anywhere. And it will just slow you down from healing yourself from the relationship. Even if it was your choice to leave the relationship, the last relationship you were in, or it was their idea, it doesn't matter. There's healing that needs to happen there. There's forgiveness that you need to give to yourself. Because there is, according to this card, there is a brand new relationship awaiting you. Okay, and if it doesn't show up right away, no, they too have to walk a path in order to meet you. So it might be actually something in their path that is holding them up from being able to meet you at this present moment. Okay, so patience is virtue, is definitely one thing that I'm hearing. If you are in a relationship, okay, now this could be the ending of a relationship. I'm not going to... this could be an ending of a relationship. When I put it down, we might see the worst parts of the relationship over the better parts of the relationship. We may actually have the intention of we want to move on. But then there's the hermit here, which is also touching. And so we are also thinking about, how do I move forward? Do I move forward with this person? Do I work on the relationship? Do I want to work on the relationship? Which brings us over to the star. Right? Now, the star card is telling us that we can make the impossible possible. And if we really want to stay, if we really, we have much more happy memories than we do the sad ones. Maybe it's just something that we're going through right now. Maybe it's where you are putting your focus and your perception on the relationship instead of some of the wonderful things that are happening in the relationship. That could be a thing too. But this is making the impossible possible. So you could get a renewed sense of hope and determination into growing that relationship, not only to where it once was, but to exceed that, to make it flourish. Bloom uncontrollably is what I heard. So bloom uncontrollably. Let's go with that. Our final card is the Six of Cups, which we're going to put on the Six of Wands. Now, two sixes going together tells me that there's definitely successes coming your way. You may be changing habits, you may be changing behaviors, you may be changing your routine, you may be looking at your work life and wondering if it needs something more than it already has, but in some way, with the sixes, definitely two sixes going together here. Now we have the Six of Cups. And I would assume that is more of something that's happened in your past that has allowed you to think that you shouldn't, you couldn't, you mustn't, you can't, when in actuality you can. And you find that to be true because we have the Tower card here where you break through. But it comes through a little bit of not realizing the reality of the situation, of how wonderful you are. It's about going in and understanding that everything that you have ever desired or wanted in your life has always been waiting for you. Okay? We have free will. So it's your choice whether or not to really break through that glass ceiling. Maybe do some kind of healing. Maybe, and I got this for somebody else too. Maybe, because the World card would go with that as well. Maybe there's somebody that you need to help because of something that you've gone through in the past. And when you help them, certain words come out that make you realize that you also had a part of you that still need to be healed in some way. You weren't even aware of it, but by reaching out and helping another, you end up allowing yourself to heal as well, which would then allow you to break through the glass ceilings, okay, to electrify yourself in some wonderful way. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.